Tav X, Hebrews, purity and becoming one. I'm your brother, Mr. Real Talk, and this is your go-to YouTube channel for brotherhood, sisterhood, and an attempt at righteousness. Hit the like button as you come into the door. Here we are, East Coast in the house. Believe it or not, family, I am on a holy mountain right now. Something that maybe we'll go over one day is, as the children of Israel, whenever you go to a mountain and you worship and serve the Most High God, that mountain becomes holy once you are there doing that, okay? There's a reason a lot of our ancestors, our forefathers, like to go up into the mountains to serve, to worship the Most High, to get revelation from the Most High. You and I are no different. But today, I'm literally, not spiritually, physically on Mount Ephraim. You heard me correct. Mount Ephraim. Okay? Now, I'm way out in Maryland right now, in the United States of America. Why is there a mountain called Mount Ephraim? You want to know why there's a mountain called Mount Ephraim? Because the United States of America is actually the old land. I'm riding around the ancient world right now. I'm literally riding around on the mountain of our ancestors and forefathers, Mount Ephraim. You know, from the Northern Kingdom, Ephraim, one of our forefathers. And what I have learned is that Mount Ephraim, not only is it way out in Maryland, parts of it goes to Pennsylvania and Virginia as well. So Mount Ephraim is not just one little mountain, okay? These people literally lie about everything. The Gentiles, Esau, Psalms 83. If these people are talking, then that means they are lying. They lie about everything. I'm literally on Mount Ephraim right now. While I'm talking to you, while I'm driving. I'm going to come up here. I'm just coming up here to get away, okay? I knew about this place as a child. I came out here as a child. We didn't know, right? We didn't know we was the children of Israel. I was still a little Christian at this time. These Edomites have changed the name of Mount Ephraim to Sugarloaf Mountain, okay? So that you will never come to understand exactly what land this is and what mountain this is. I can't show you right now, but I'm looking off to the right, y'all. Those mountains look so beautiful. Like, it's quite the scenery to behold. All praises to the Most High God and Him alone. I'm literally on Mount Ephraim. This is your land.
Prepare to turn right.
This is my land. It's not for everybody. Many of us have never even had a chance to enjoy this land because of all of the Psalm 83 people that took our land from us, put us in captivity, turned us into blood-drinking idolaters.
Turn right after 700 feet.
My. What a time to be alive, Hebrews. Up here on good old Mount Ephraim.
Please turn next right.
And once again, they changed the name of this place from Mount Ephraim, and they changed it to Sugarloaf Mountain, so that you will never know.
Follow the road for 2 miles.
You're in the Holy Land right now, family. The ancient world. They're never going to tell you the truth. And so they make brothers like me and sisters like us, the sisters who are out there, they make us out to be crazy. So no one will listen to you. Everything you say, you couldn't possibly know what you're talking about. You're black. You don't know anything. That's the way they paint the picture. And I'm telling you right now, I am literally, not figuratively, not a figure of speech. I am literally on Mount Ephraim. If you knew how significant that was, Hebrew. I'm coming up here because I like the vibes. I told y'all, I'm addicted to the mountain life, even though I didn't grow up around this kind of stuff. I grew up in the hood, in the trenches, as the young niggas call it, right? But I love coming into spaces like this because it rejuvenates me. It recharges me. Gives me a chance to connect with the Most High God in a way that I can't do when I'm just in the DMV or I'm in the hood or in an urban-like setting, okay? It ain't nobody up here hanging on the corner. I don't hear people blasting gangster rap, trap music. I'm not worried about getting pulled over by the police or getting beat within an inch of my life or sent to the so-called upper room. I ain't thinking about none of that right now. The only thing I'm thinking about right now is enjoying Mount Ephraim and enjoying being in the presence of the God of my forefathers, Yahweh. Some people call him Yahuwah. Some people call him Yah. Y'all know who we talking about. I cannot make this up. I feel so good and so blessed being up here. Coming to the knowledge that this is not Sugarloaf Mountain, but it's actually Mount Ephraim. And look, now you got to ask yourself this. Why would the people in the United States of America, why would they just choose to call this place Mount Ephraim if it actually wasn't Mount Ephraim? And if it actually wasn't Mount Ephraim, why would they try to cover it up by changing the name of this place to Sugarloaf Mountain? But they forgot to scratch off all parts of the map that they got up here, right? Because there used to be a map, and it outright said to you, Mount Ephraim is the name of this mountain. Even one of the biggest roads that go through this mountain is called Mount Ephraim Road. But what they did on the map, and I discovered the last time I was here, time before last when I was here, they erased the part that says that this is Mount Ephraim. Because it used to straight up tell you. See, right here it says Sugarloaf Mountain, that sign. But at one point in time, there was a sign on the map, because this is a park. There was a sign on the map like many parks, and it said Mount Ephraim. And that's when I began to put the pieces together. And then the time after that I came back, they erased that part off the map. But they forgot to erase the parts of the map when they're telling you the names of the streets. And they left the street name up there, Mount Ephraim Road. They forgot to remove that part. You know what I'm saying? We are living in an age and a time where the truth about all things is coming out. And many people can't handle it, y'all. Just like many people won't be able to handle that, the United States of America is actually the ancient world. And I got good reason to believe that the real Egypt is near Memphis. I got good reason to believe that. But guess what? It doesn't matter whether we agree on that or not. We're not going to argue about it. We're not going to name call about it. We're not going to fall out with each other behind that. You're not going to stop speaking to me because of it, and I'm not going to stop speaking to you because of it. We don't do that. That's what the world does, okay? We are in the end times, Hebrews, and we need all 12 tribes on deck. I'm telling y'all, I feel so good just being up here.
You will arrive at your destination on the left-hand side after 700 feet.
It feels so good. All praises to the Most High God. See, they're trying to change everything around now with the names and changing. It says Sugarloaf Mountain Road. I'm sure that that's supposed to say Mount Ephraim Road, but they don't want you to know where you at, fam. And here we are, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Suggested donation, $5 it says. And you know what? I don't have any $5 cash on me, so I'm definitely not going to do that. But what I am going to do is grab one of these little programs so y'all can see. Okay, let me just grab that real quick and let me get out of here. So far away, so far away. Park in designated spaces only. No fires of any kind. And fam, this is what it looks like when you're coming up to Mount Ephraim. Now they've changed the name to Sugarloaf Mountain to throw you off, family. I'm telling you, don't let them throw you off. We are trying to get back to the old paths. You know what I mean? And to get back to the old paths, we're going to have to reject a lot of these new lies. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm back to the place where I found this about a year ago this time, last year. This is a Y. Now, to many of you, this would just be a regular stick, okay? But since I'm on the holy mountain, Mount Ephraim, and I found this on what would have been one of the high holy days last year, I know that this was a sign and a wonder from the Most High God to me. It's not just a stick. As you can see, it's a Y-shaped stick I found on top of Mount Ephraim, which belongs to us, and I'm right here in America. Mount Ephraim goes from Maryland to Virginia to Pennsylvania, maybe even further. It's not just one little mountain. Y'all, just like the lands that was given to us as an inheritance, it's not just one little plot, one little strip. We have a very large land, family. And this was a sign and a wonder from the Most High God. The first letter in his name, Yahweh. The first letter in our name, Yasharal. And also represents two sticks becoming one. Do y'all see that? I know that this was a sign and a wonder from the Most High, and he made it just for me. And it also looks like a slingshot, okay? Shout out to King David for slaying Goliath with a slingshot. This is what they call it, to throw you off of the scent. If you ever come to Maryland, I would say you should definitely come to Mount Ephraim, but it's disguised as Sugarloaf. Hope all is well out there, Hebrews. We up high right now, y'all. Look at that. Y'all see that? Rock climbing at your own risk. No commercial climbing. You know what that means? You come up in here climbing rocks, you're on your own. What that means, you want to go rock climbing, do it at your own risk, fam. Do it at your own risk. Just walking around the holy mountain, Mount Ephraim. Also understand that whatever mountain you go to, once you go up in there and you start worshiping and serving Yahweh only, that mountain becomes holy. Okay? Speak of rock climbers, I can hear some of them in the distance. They're right over there, climbing rocks. I don't know if you can, probably can hear them. You might not can see the rocks, but right ahead of me, it's a lot of rocks over there. Now, of course, I'm not going to go climbing. I know my lane, and rock climbing ain't a part of it, at least not yet. But who knows? Maybe at some point it will be. Okay, you can see. I don't know if you can see. These are rocks up in here. Once again, shout out to the holy mountain, Mount Ephraim. Look at these rocks right here. Look at these rocks, fam. And look up there. Look up there. Got rock climbers right over there. There's rocks right over here. Just walking through the holy mountain, Mount Ephraim, which they deceptively call it Sugarloaf Mountain, trying to throw you off so that you and I will not know any of this. Hebrew, this is your land. This is your mountain. Any of you Hebrew Israelites, if you ever come to America, come to Maryland if you can and check out part of Mount Ephraim. Like I was telling you, Mount Ephraim is not just right here in way out Maryland. It also goes into Virginia and Pennsylvania. Mount Ephraim is not just one little itty bitty mountain, y'all. Look at this. Look at this, fam. Look at this. Look at this. And y'all, I want you to hit the like button if you haven't already. Okay? If you haven't hit the like button already, hit that like button, fam. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Look at that. Look at that rock opening, that cleft opening. Dare I say cave opening? Now, I've been to Mount Ephraim a handful of times, okay? But I've never done as much walking around and much exploring as I have right now today. Only the Most High knows. Maybe he's having me check this place out. Y'all hear that echo? I don't know if y'all can hear how big that is out here. Maybe he's having me check this out. Because at some point, maybe I'll have to come here when everything hits the fan. Look at this stuff, y'all. Look at this. This is the ancient world, Hebrew. They lied to us about everything. Look at this. Y'all see this? Look at all this rock. We on Mount Ephraim right now. They disguised it and called it Sugarloaf Mountain so that you would never understand where you are. To all my Hebrews out there that's been scattered into all nations, right behind me is the rocks of Mount Ephraim, okay? This is a holy mountain right here. And also, I might add, anytime you as an Israelite go into a mountain and you serve Yahweh and him only, that mountain becomes a holy mountain, y'all. Okay? And it just adds to it that this is actually Mount Ephraim right here. I'm at a loss for words, y'all. Like I said, family, I am at a loss for words. Y'all saw that sign that said rock climbing at your own risk, right? Well, yes, this is a little risque right now. Okay? A little risque. And I saw that sign down there too. It said that there are snakes out here. And it would make sense because this is the ancient world. If you guys and gals understood what these heathens have done, they came to our land, took a lot of our resources and spread it out all over the world. And they also took artifacts, took animals from this land and moved them to other lands to make you think that the animals that are native to America are not. They did a lot of playing around with us, y'all. Used to be lions and everything right here in America, y'all. Other so-called exotic animals. But Psalms 83 did a hijack, stole your land, stole the resources, even stole people and animals, and transported them all over the world. Right now, you are literally on Mount Ephraim. This is where your ancestors were at, Hebrews. You see this. What a beautiful place. What a beautiful place. And no matter how many times I come here, I never cease to be in awe. This place is amazing. It's absolutely amazing, fam. The feeling that I get being on Mount Ephraim, having a chance to connect with nature, being around all these trees. These trees are alive. These rocks are alive. Believe it or not, the trees and the rocks are our brothers and sisters as well. They are creations. I'm a creation. You, as an Israelite, you are a creation. This is our family, y'all. The rocks, the mountains, the trees. I'm high up right now, y'all. I can't tell y'all the feeling that I get just being out here. Away from all the hubbub, away from all the drama in the city. I'm away from all of that when I'm up here. And you can feel the peace, the still, the quiet. Feels absolutely amazing. And they went through a lot of trouble to hide this from you and from me. I feel amazing. Thank the Most High God that He has awakened many of the chosen ones who are the Israelites who are turning to Him and Him only. And I want y'all to understand this. None of us are perfect. All we can do is what we can do. What we can do is turn to Yahweh with all our might and do our best to keep His laws, statutes, and commandments. By default, that will cause us to become pure. By default, and it also will cause us to have love for our brothers and sisters. This is all by default. You turn to Yahweh and Him alone with all your heart, mind, and soul. Do your best to keep His commandments. Any of the places that we fall short, Yahweh gonna make up for that with His mercy, y'all. And like I said, pretty soon we gonna come on, we gonna go live, and all we gonna talk about is the mercy of Yahweh, nothing else. Because I don't think that that's something that we talk about enough. I don't even know if many of us understand that there is an abundance of mercy that Yahweh wants to shower us with. He's actually zealous for that. But they're not going to teach us that, so we got to teach ourselves. And on this channel, we all learn from each other. We all help edify each other. There's no one man or one woman above the nation. All of us are brothers and sisters. All of us got different talents, and we all bring them together, and we form Voltron. All right, simple as that. We in the end times, y'all, and we don't know how much more time we got. I'm telling you right now, just being here by myself on Mount Ephraim, around my brothers and sisters, okay? Around my brothers and sisters and yours, these rocks, these lovely rocks, believe it or not, these are your brothers and sisters. All these wonderful trees out here, okay? These trees are your brothers and sisters, believe it or not. Also, sometime this summer, I'm going to make a video. When I do it, I'm going to be setting a stone in Egypt and Washington, D.C., okay? Isaiah 19 and 19, okay? We'll go into that at another later date before I actually go and set that stone there. I'm telling you, things are already moving fast for the world. It's moving fast for the children of Israel. But later on this summer, once we set that stone at the boundary of Egypt, at the border of Egypt, and we're going to proclaim to the Most High God that we are turning to him in the land of Egypt. And we're going to cry out to the Most High God to send that mighty one to save us. I'm telling y'all, all the things that we done went through, all the things that we've been learning about righteous divination, all of the things we've been learning about everything, being edified about our spirit guides, angels, messengers, and things like that, I really would not be surprised. All hell is already breaking loose. But after we place that stone in D.C., Egypt, the border, we're going to place it at the border of Egypt, okay? Go read Isaiah 19 and 19 to get a little familiarized with what I'm talking about right now. At some point, we'll come on here and we'll talk about that as well before I go and place that stone. I'm telling you, once we place that witness stone at the border of Egypt, all bets are off. All bets are already off. Look at what the Most High is doing worldwide. Look at what he's doing here in America. And once we go to Egypt in D.C. and place that stone, like Isaiah 19 and 19 is starting to go into, I wouldn't be surprised at what takes place. The world is already on the fritz. America is already on the fritz. Would not be surprised if at some point I may end up living here on Mount Ephraim. You never know. You might too. You never know, Hebrew. Like, comment, share, and subscribe if you're not already. I'm your brother, Mr. Real Talk, and this is your go-to YouTube channel for brotherhood, sisterhood, and an attempt at righteousness. Peace, Hebrews. Coming down part of this mountain now. I was over there. Got rock climbing and out here and everything. Climb at your own risk, though. And now I'm getting ready to come down. Okay? Coming down. I definitely see why it says climb at your own risk. It's undeveloped terrain. It makes it difficult. But it's oh so worth it. Oh so worth it. Is it difficult terrain? Yes, it is. But is it worth it? Yes, it is. All right? I can't make this up. It's hot out here, but being in this shade feels a lot better. Hey, feels a whole lot better. And that's part of the job of trees. Part of the job of trees is to give shade, and it's also to give food, and it's also to give wisdom. Many of our forefathers, they would get wisdom when they go and sit up underneath a tree. They would also get food, physical food as well as spiritual food, from sitting underneath a tree. Look at this big old rock right here behind me, okay? Right here. This is a big rock right here, okay? Part of Mount Ephraim, part of our mountain. Once again, I'm going to keep on shouting it from the mountaintops. They always lie. They always hide information. Let me sit down for just a quick second. Catch my breath. Because it is hot out here. Get a little bit of shade right here. As I was saying, that's one of the things that the trees are good for. It's good for shade. It's good for actually helping to raise your vibration, believe it or not. It's good to get food from trees. You can also get wisdom and knowledge from a tree, sitting under a tree. Angels can speak to you. The Most High can speak to you. In fact, I made a video on this very channel where a tree spoke to me back when I was a young brother. I was going to go out and I was actually going to commit a robbery this day. And the Most High God sent a tree to talk some sense into your brother so that my life wasn't destroyed and changed forever in a way that it may not could have recovered from. And I give all praises and thanks to Yahweh and Him alone for that. Such a good feeling I get from coming and being around the mountains, the rocks, the trees, the nature, even though these gnats and bugs is all around. All right, I still love it. And this is quite some place, Mount Ephraim. I've never actually walked around this mountain as much as I have today. Been quite the experience. Wouldn't trade it for the world. Been able to meditate, do some psalm singing, praises to the Most High. Been able to recalibrate my spirit and all of that good stuff. Sugarloaf Mountain has been designated a registered natural landmark under the provisions of the Historic Sites Act of August 21st, 1935. This site possesses exceptional value in illustrating the natural history of the United States. U.S. Department of the Interior, National Park Service, 1969. This is the fake name. This is really Mount Ephraim, which they hijacked. Everything is a hijack. From the name that they gave you to who you are, from the name that they named this mountain, which is really Mount Ephraim. But as you can see now, they call it Sugarloaf Mountain. This is all ancient territory. This is the old world, Hebrew. There's nothing new about it. These people literally lie about everything. If they're talking, then that means that they're lying. Look at this. Look at all these rocks strewn all over the place. Sometimes, I ain't gonna lie, I got a lot of questions about these rocks. Are these pieces all rocks that just been cut out of the mountain? Or is this the leftover? I'm just using my imagination because I don't know. And I'm never going to pretend like I know something that I don't. I'm wondering, whenever you go to these mountainous areas with all these rocks, is it that some of these places, these rocks laying all around, is this from some kind of fallout? From some kind of natural disaster maybe on the mountains? Is it maybe when America was crawling with giants? Maybe they had a fight, they were throwing boulders at each other. I don't know. I'm asking questions just like anybody else. I got a lot of questions. Look at this right here. And hell no, I'm not going up into there. Look, the closest I'll get is right here. Okay, I don't know what's in there. Maybe it's a bathroom. I don't know. I see some kind of door. Whatever it is, your brother's not going up in there. All right? Because that sign down at the bottom of the mountain did say it's snakes up here. Okay? I just want y'all to get a little look at what I'm seeing on Mount Ephraim. They hijacked the name, family. If you understand that by watching this video, it's all a hijack, I want you to go down in the comment section below and type in the word hijack, family. Look at these steps up here. Look at all of this undeveloped terrain. This is all undeveloped terrain, family. Oh my. Oh my Yahweh. Oh my Yahweh. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. Oh my. Oh my Yahweh. Can y'all see that? The mountains. Can y'all see that? If you can see it, let me know in the comment section, y'all. Once again, I'm on top of Mount Ephraim looking down at the surrounding parts. If you can see that, let me know in the comment section. Look at that back there. More mountainous area, fam. Hit that like button, Hebrew. Family, I'm still here on top of Sugarloaf Mountain, which is the fake name that they gave this place. The true name is Mount Ephraim. I'm standing right here on what looks, this is an elevated part of the mountain. It almost looks like some kind of shrine, dare I say some kind of temple or something like that. Obviously, it's made out of stone, just like this mountain, but it's elevated. Right in back of me, as you can see, we got mountains back there, y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it. What's going on? But that's where we at right now. All right, you can look, see the little thing I'm standing on right now. It's elevated surface, you know. Good thing I walked around here, seen these steps right here. I took them up here, and this is what I encountered. A little space on top of a mountain. Seemed like a sacred place to me. And y'all could, of course, somebody will say I'm making too much of it, but when you take into the account that this is actually Mount Ephraim, it's a holy mountain. That your forefathers were once right here on this mountain. That's why it's called Mount Ephraim. Overlooking the mountains out there, okay? Which I'm on a mountain right now. And look at this space right here. I had to walk up the stairs to get to this. Tell me that this doesn't look like an extra sacred place. If you have eyes to see it, I'm sure you probably can tell. This whole mountain is holy, and this is one of those places you can tell is made out of the mountain. It's made out of stone. And it seems as if maybe this was a sacred place, maybe for rituals, maybe for worships, maybe for Ephraim and the other tribes to call out to Yahweh right here on our mountain. This is Mount Ephraim, y'all. If you understand where you at right now in this video, go in the comment section and put it in the comment section, y'all. Type in Mount Ephraim, because that's where we at. I'm absolutely loving it, okay? When I say I'm loving it, I mean I'm absolutely loving it. Can't make this up. But it is getting kind of hot. Well, not getting hot. It's been hot out here, okay? It's been hot out here. Smoking, to be exact. I don't know how much longer I'm going to stay up here. I might be getting ready to head back to the DMV. I'm way out in Maryland right now as I'm recording this. I'm out on your mountain and mine. Mount Ephraim. Once again, showing you that trees are not only for food, but they are for shade, family. These trees are not only for food, but they are for shade. You can see this was the little elevated structure right here, okay? That I just came up from off, overlooking the mountains, the east side of the mountains. What a time to be alive, family, as the Most High Yahweh is turning his face back to the remnant. And he's not turning his face back to everybody. He's turning his face back to the ones who are turning to him, which is only a handful of us, y'all. So we can't be discouraged when we realize how few of us that there are. It's not going to be many of us. Just be thankful that the Most High gave you eyes to see and ears to hear, just as I am. Cause at the end of the mountain there is faith and trust. I can see Yahweh standing there to greet us. I thank Yah that I am reaching for my goal. Climbing up the high mountain, 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 climbing up the mountain, trying to reach the top. Pray, 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 pray. You ought to pray sometimes. 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 At the end of the mountain, there is faith and trust. I can see Yahweh standing there to greet us. I thank Yah that I am reaching for my goal. At the end of the mountain, there is faith and trust. I can see Yahweh standing there to greet us. I thank Yah that I am reaching for my goal. Yo, fam, what's going on? Y'all know who it is. We getting ready to wrap it up, fam. I've been out here basically all day, and it is smoking out here. Once again, I'm your brother, Mr. Real Talk, and this is your go-to YouTube channel for brotherhood, sisterhood, and an attempt at righteousness. I'm sitting up here on top of Mount Ephraim, getting ready to bounce, head back to the DMV, like I like to call it Savageville. That's why sometimes I gotta come up here to get away from the madness. Take one more again. Shout out to all the brews out there worldwide. I want y'all to hit that like button if you haven't hit it already. Y'all see some of this is the top of the trees up here. This how high up we are, fam. This how high up we are. I'm looking down into the valley of Mount Ephraim right now. And as I told y'all on the live we did earlier, depending on what time it is y'all gonna see this upload, they changed the name. They changed it to Sugarloaf Mountain so that you would not realize where you are. But all praises to the Most High and Him alone. They can't hide the truth no more. That's how you hide reality, y'all. You hide it right in plain sight. You hide it right in plain sight. All these years, they've been telling people that this is Sugarloaf Mountain to throw you off from the fact that this is Mount Ephraim. And I'm going to take you over here to this map one more time so I can show you. I can't just come on here and say whatever I want and don't have no kind of proof for y'all. Right? That'll make me no better than the people who've been leading you astray your whole life. And especially if you still going to church, I don't know what to tell you. You wasting your time. They never gonna tell you this. I dare you, any of y'all that's still going to church, I dare you to go to church and ask your pastor to explain Joshua chapter 1, verse 1 through 4, specifically verse 4. Ask your pastor to explain what that's talking about and watch how quick he run. He gonna take off running because he never expected you to start reading for yourself. That's why they never wanted y'all to read the Old Testament, so they can hit you with all of this new stuff. Y'all know anything about the real creator, the Most High, you know that he does not change and he means what he says. In back of me and where I'm standing right now, this is Mount Ephraim. Look at all of that out there. Look at all of that out there, Hebrew. Can y'all see that? Can you see that? This is yours. And they stole it from you. Called it Sugarloaf Mountain so you wouldn't know where you was at. But now, one more time as I'm getting ready to head back to Savageville, I want to come show y'all this map. And it seems like every time I come over to this little part right here, the Most High clears out the Gentiles so that I can have it to myself. Like the Christians say, won't he do it? One more time before we bounce. I know I already showed it to y'all in the live stream we did, but I'm going to show it to you again. Here is the colonizer's name, the fake name, Sugarloaf Mountain. Y'all see that? Sugarloaf Mountain. Okay, at one point, this map right here used to say Mount Ephraim, but they started figuring out that we was catching on. So they said, get rid of it, right? But look at this right here. Can you see that right there? Can you see that right there, fam? What does that say right there? Look at that right there. Can you see it? It says Mount Ephraim Road. Look at that. Okay? I don't know if you can see that because of the glare. Maybe you can't see it. That says Mount Ephraim Road. Let me see. They forgot to get rid of that part though. Can you see it? I know it's a big glare right there, but can you see it? It's Mount Ephraim Road. So when they was renaming this place to deceive you, they forgot to take off the Mount Ephraim Road part. Their whole map used to say that this is Mount Ephraim. And it still is. I don't care what they're trying to call it now. It's still the same place that it was thousands of years ago. And it's been Mount Ephraim for the longest. But now, the new name that they hit it with to confuse you, just like they gave you new names, they're calling it by a different name so that you don't know where you at. I know where I'm at. I'm in my homeland. I'm in my mountain and yours, okay? Mount Ephraim, under its disguised name of Sugarloaf Mountain. I hope that somebody has been edified out there by this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'm your brother, Mr. Real Talk, and I am out of here.